Lakes Church, unique week for us. We are taking 2 Sundays off, which is rare because sometimes we only take 1 Sunday off.
Sometimes one, but when a Sunday falls on January 1, we're taking it off.
We have a why behind why we try and take the holiday season off. Just these 1 Sunday, and in this case 2 Sundays. Dave, why? Why do we take these Sundays off?
Well, as you can imagine, the holiday season from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas, busy, crazy busy for the staff, crazy busy for volunteers, hundreds of volunteers to pull off all of the services we do and all the special events we do, the decorating, all of that stuff. And so we just decide, hey, the last week of every single year, usually that includes just 1 Sunday and 1 Wednesday. This year it includes 1 Wednesday and 2 Sundays.
We just wanted to pop in during the week that we're off to go just reflect a little bit about the year we've had together as a community and what to be excited for. Dave, we've talked a lot about the series offense, not defense, because one of the questions I had asked Dave before we sat down was just like, looking back at the year, what he's excited about, and we kind of went through a bunch of things and we landed on that series. I'll say for me personally, I love that you said who we are, that we were gonna keep. So that 5G church, and talked about that a little bit, but then also how those 5Gs were gonna inform the 5 areas of impact we were gonna have. Dave, why was that series so important?
5 areas would be caring for the poor, specifically the extreme poor in different parts of the world, advocating for the overlooked, whether that's individuals with special needs, individuals living in foster care, but those who are often overlooked. We've got an extreme passion and for many years have cared about marriages and equipping healthy marriages and doing our best to resource people and have healthy marriages. Also training the next generation. Children and students have been a big part of our budget, a big part of our attention, a big part of our time, and then eventually starting new churches to take what we do and replicate it and to have exponential impact throughout the world.
I know in this last season, you've been really encouraged by our 20-somethings as well. Can you just talk to how proud you are of that group of individuals in our church?
Yeah, I'm just proud of our church, right? The older a church gets, the less people want to serve, the less people want to get involved, the easier it is to drift away from mission. It's just part of a church that continues to get older every single year. This year, we had more people step up to volunteer than in any season of our church throughout the history, which tells me more people are excited, right? We continue to grow, but it's very interesting. We've continued to grow faster in the young adult population, probably than in any other demographic within our church. And what's so fascinating about that is all around the world, people are saying, young adults want nothing to do with church. Young adults are drifting from God. But I'm telling you, there's something going on right now that I'm super excited about, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
That's a good segue into just saying the last 2 years have been really tough. And I feel like the last 2 things you just said about our generosity and about the involvement at the church is starting to, I think, lean towards a hopefulness. Dave, talk to me about, as we get into 2023, that very first series, what's on your heart starting on January 4th and just kind of set the tone for the year? What are we going to be talking about?
Part of our offense, not defense series was that my dream is within the next 5 years, every single person who calls Great Lakes Church their home will have the opportunity to share the love of Jesus in a verbal way, like talk about their faith in an open way to at least one other person. Right? Because some of us can go their whole life and never do that. And so our very first series of the year is talking about how do you even begin to develop the friendships with people who live around you. You know, some people are really good at it, but there are some walls that we know, hey, we have to kind of tear down. There are some fears that we have to address. And I'm not talking about, oh, I want to be your friend so I can talk to you about Jesus. But it starts with being friends, right? It starts with loving and caring for your neighbors and connecting with them. And so we're just going to do a series that talks about how to best connect with your neighbors and make a difference in their life.
Hey, Dave, as part of finishing strong, how are we going to end our time together today?
Well, the last several years, we've taken time through video to recap the year and to just say, hey, here's some, not all, but some of what we got to be a part of. So I'm excited for you to check this out.
You open my eyes to to the unseen. Once I was blind, but now I believe. You tore down the walls that kept us apart. What seemed like the end was only the start. Heaven's all around, heaven's all around. Jesus is near. I can see it now, I can see it now. Your kingdom is here. Heaven's all around, heaven's all around. Jesus is near. I can see it now, I can see it now. Your kingdom is here. There's still more to come. We know you'll finish what you've begun. Battles may rage, but we will not fear, 'cause we know our victory is standing right here. Heaven's all around, heaven's all around. Jesus is near, and I can see it now, I can see it now. Your kingdom is here. Heaven's all around, heaven's all around. Jesus is here, and I can see it now, I can see it now. Your kingdom is here. Come and move how you want to. Come and make the old brand new. Come and move how you want to. Do what only you can do. Come and move how you want to. Come and make the old brand new. Come and move how you want to. Do what only you can.